Hope you've all been enjoying the latest season of Invincible, because I know I am. And while the series is stacked with insane characters, one character in particular stole the spotlight the moment he showed up again. Battle Beast. This guy isn't just strong, he lives for the fight. He doesn't care about justice, loyalty, or even his own survival. The only thing that matters, the next worthy opponent. And the best part, he's not alone. There is an entire archetype of characters just like him. Warriors who see battle not as a means to an end, but as the only thing that makes life worth living. Today, we're breaking down the Battle Maniacs, the fighters who don't just chase strength, but embrace the chaos of war itself, and why we can't stop watching them. Some characters keep us guessing. They're layered, unpredictable, mysterious. You don't just watch them, you study them, trying to figure out what's going on inside their heads. Think Ayano from Classroom of the Elite. A guy so calculated, he makes genius-level manipulation look effortless. Or Johan from Monster, whose every word feels like a trap you didn't even know you walked into. And then there's Aizen, who made the entire Bleachverse dance to his tune before revealing he was 5 steps ahead the whole time. But Battle Maniacs, you already know what they're about the second they walk into a scene. They don't need complicated motives, no tragic backstory required. They only exist for one thing, and one thing only, and that is to fight. And that's why we love them. Because deep inside, there's something primal about watching someone who knows they're strong and doesn't hesitate to prove it. Think about it. When Battle Beast walked into that room, he didn't care about sides, alliances, or morality. He wanted to test himself, to find someone, anyone, worthy of his strength. And when he didn't, he simply left. And that's the beauty of these characters. They'll strip away everything except the raw thrill of combat. And as an audience, we're locked in. Not because we're wondering what they'll do, but because we already know what they'll do. And sometimes that's even more exciting. There's something fascinating about the way Battle Maniacs see the world. To them, strength is truth. It's not about power for power's sake. It's about what strength represents. A language only warriors understand. And in that sense, they're philosophers in their own right. They don't just fight to win. They fight to discover themselves, to test their limits, to find someone who can push them past their peak. And that's why they never settle. At first glance, Battle Maniacs seem simple. They love fighting, they crave battle. They throw hands at the slightest provocation. But why? What is it about combat that draws them in? Because for them, fighting isn't just a means to an end. It is the end. Fighting isn't about winning. It's about proving something. For Battle Beast, fighting is his entire existence. He doesn't care about wealth, power, or revenge. He fights because strength is his only truth, he acknowledges. If you're weak, you don't matter. If you're strong, then prove it. Battle Beast could have ruled over entire civilizations. But why would he? What is a throne when there's no one left to challenge you? For Madara, strength was originally a tool, a way to force his vision onto the world. But at some point, it became something deeper. His greatest joy wasn't in winning, but in finding a worthy rival. someone who could push him beyond his limits and through battle as a means to transcend his own humanity and reach his goals. Kaido, he saw battle not just for victory, but for purpose. He spent his entire life searching for stronger and stronger opponents. But in the process, he lost himself. Because what happens when there's no one left to challenge you? A man so powerful, he started searching for death just to feel something again. For Mereoleona, it's not about power, it's about growth. She doesn't fight to dominate, she fights because fighting is growth. Strength isn't just something she has, it's something she constantly chases. Because for her, stagnation is worse than death. And that's what makes these characters so captivating. They don't just fight because they have to. They fight because for them, it's the only way to truly live. And in a way, that's something we can all relate to. We might not be locked into life or death duels, but we all face battles. Battles against our own limitations. Battles against self-doubt. Battles against what others expect of us. And what these characters teach us is simple. If you aren't pushing yourself, if you aren't fighting for something, then you've already lost. But let's be real. We love the spectacle of a great fight. We love the flashy attacks, the cinematic choreography, the clash of wills between warriors who refuse to back down. There's a reason anime goes all in on fight scenes. Because when done right, they're unforgettable. And when Battle Beast walked into the battlefield, it wasn't just a fight, it was a massacre. No hesitation, no wasted movement, but pure dominance. This battle bores me. Is there no warrior among you worthy of my time? Battle Beast explained. Same with Madara. The moment he descended into the 4th Ninja War, he didn't just fight, he showcased. He tore through the shinobi lines like they were fodder, single-handedly humiliating the 5 Kage with his infamous quote, "Would you like these clones to use Susanoo or not?" And, "So what will you do about the second one, Monoki?" Or take Kaido, a man so absurdly powerful, his solution to boredom was jumping off a sky island to see if it would kill him. Spoiler, it didn't. They call me the strongest creature in the world. Do you really think you stand a chance? Kaido explained. Then there's Mereoleona, a force of nature in human form. She doesn't just win fights, she enjoys them. If you can't keep up, then too bad. You talk a big game, but can you back it up? I'll take you all on. When Mereoleona faced the 5 elves. But what separates Battle Maniacs from the rest? It's not just about power, it's how they use it. They don't just fight to win, they fight to be remembered. Every battle is a statement, a declaration of who they are. And deep down, we love watching it. Because whether it's in sports, games, or real life, there's something electrifying about watching someone at the peak of their craft, doing what they love, and doing it better than anyone else. But that's why we can't look away when these characters step onto the battlefield. Because every fight is a reminder of what it means to push your limits. At first glance, these characters seem nothing like us. They're larger than life, unstoppable and built for battle. But if that's all they were, we wouldn't care. But the truth is, we don't just admire these characters, we relate to them. Not in their strength, but in their mindset. Because at its core, the battle-hungry mentality is something we all understand. Every time we push through obstacles, chase a goal, or strive to be better than we were yesterday, we're living a miniature version of their life. The struggles they face, we have our own. The walls they break through, we hit our own. And the drive to keep moving forward, that's what we all strive for. Battle Beast shows the ego of strength. That deep down, we all have an ego. A desire to prove ourselves, to be acknowledged for what we excel at. Battle Beast embodies that raw, unfiltered expression of self-worth. He doesn't just fight for sport. He fights because in his mind, his strength is his proof of existence. And isn't that something we all crave? To be seen, recognized, and remembered for what we do best. Then Madara, his strength is strength of capability. Absolute strength is just a metaphor for capability. And isn't that what we all strive for? The power to win against our obstacles, to shape our futures, to turn dreams into reality. For Madara, strength was never about the thrill of battle. It was about control, about forcing the world to change through undeniable power. But power is not will, it's the phenomenon of physically making things happen. It's not about enjoying the fight, it's about making sure you never lose. For Kaido, it was strength as belonging. For some of us, power isn't just about dominance, it's about finding where we belong. Kaido spent his entire life searching for warriors who could stand on his level, because without equals, he felt isolated. Just like how some of us grew up feeling different and disconnected, until we found people who understood us, who matched our energy, who made us feel at home. If you want to be among the strong, sometimes you have to walk alone until you find them. A Mereoleona, who shows the drive for growth, the embodiment of relentless progress. We love to chase the next challenge, set milestones, and fight to become something greater. No one wants to stagnate. We seek obstacles, we embrace struggle, because the moment we stop growing, we truly stop living. To stand still is to die, and I refuse to die. These characters mirror our own ambitions, struggles, and instincts. And that's why we're drawn to them, because in their fight, we see our own. Strength is captivating. It's why we watch, it's why we cheer, and it's why we remember. Because the greatest warriors don't just win fights, they turn them into legends. A glimpse of Battle Beast's strength was enough to change everything. When he stepped onto the battlefield, we didn't just see him, we felt him. The moment he moved, we knew this wasn't a fight, it was a massacre. And he loved every second of it. That's what makes these characters different. They don't just end battles, they elevate them. Madara didn't fight the 5-star, he humiliated them. Kaido didn't just dominate Wano, he became its strongest force of nature. Mereoleona didn't just challenge her enemies, she made them realize their place. Because power at its peak becomes something beyond strength. It becomes a spectacle, and we, the audience, are drawn to it. The shockwaves of their attacks, the sheer weight of their presence, the moment we can't look away from. We love to see strength unleashed, and these characters, they love it just as much as we do. These characters, when they step into a scene, they don't just fight, they define the battlefield. And there's something undeniably captivating about warriors who never settle, who always strive for more, who don't just fight to win, but fight because it's the only way they know how to exist. Whether they're heroes or villains, they represent something raw, something real, the purest expression of willpower, of pushing beyond limits, of never backing down. They remind us of a simple truth. If you stop fighting, you stop growing. And in the end, maybe that's what makes them so legendary. Because win or lose, they'll always keep swinging. And that was the video. Thank you for listening. These are just some of my favorite characters who kind of represent this department. Let me know if you agree or disagree, and any characters I may have missed out, and I'll try to do a video of them also. Hope you enjoyed. As always, like, comment, and subscribe.